Welcome to another edition of Focus on Hopkins County. I'm your host, Tim Thomas. We're glad you joined us for this edition of our program. We're coming to you from our new studio here at SurfKY, and our thanks to all the staff at SurfKY for allowing us the opportunity to be able to continue to bring you this public service program, and especially our Executive Director, Mr. Gary Gates. Appreciate him as always. We're going to be talking with none other the Madisonville City Administrator, Chuck Shockley. He's going to be coming and sharing some things, talking about the city of Madisonville and some of the great things that are happening with the city of Madisonville. Chuck, welcome back to Focus on Hopkins County.
Tim, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. And when we had you the first time around, you were major at the Madisonville City Police Department.
That's correct. I
for,
sure was.
For several years.
Yeah. I served 24 years over there, Tim. It was very pleasurable work.
Yeah. We appreciate all the work you've done with law enforcement. And a year ago, this month, you took on the awesome responsibility as city administrator, following Franco.
That's right.
Affectionately called him. And big shoes to fill, but you're doing an excellent job. And we appreciate the work that you're doing.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and you're right. Big shoes is exactly the best way to explain it. Of course, Franco is a big figure in this community and
That's
done
right.
a lot of great things for us and for our community. And so, yeah, it's been rather large shoes to follow in his footsteps, figuratively, and also just doing the job day to day. So.
Right. And let's get right into it because we want to talk about the role and some of the things that the city administrator has to do.
Yeah, when I came over, that was the biggest challenge was learning all the different ropes. I'm still learning to this day. Every day is a learning experience. There's 13 departments, and I oversee the policies and the day-to-day operations of each of those departments with their department heads. And luckily, we've had a big transition over the past year through attrition, a lot of retirements, and it's been great working with the ones that's been placed in those positions, and they're doing a great job.
Well, that's good. I know that when people are put in these positions, you have to oversee, and that's a responsibility within itself.
That's right.
To make sure that the train is running smooth on the track, right. Basically.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and with new people coming in, we got a lot of new ideals and new direction, a lot of change in each department that we've had, and so we merged one department from transportation and sanitation. We merged that into a public works department, and that's going fantastic. The team of workers down there, the workforce, I can't say enough good things about them. They handle a large variety of problems and issues that we have across the city, and are doing a phenomenal job. And that workforce was brought from the pre-existing transportation department to the guys that were in sanitation running that one, and they're working great together. I can't say enough good things about them.
That's great. Coming into your first year, you were met with so many type of different issues and things to confront. And one, since we're talking about departments, was the big turnover in retirements and that type of thing. Tell us kind of how that come about and how many you had to kind of juggle around.
Sure. Well, we had a department head in the Parks Department. Chris Taylor was our previous department head, and Jeff Duval is now the current department head. Chris seeked ventures elsewhere for personal reasons and doing great. And then electric department, Jim Asbury had retired when I first came in at the electric department, and Chris Melton is the new department head there and doing a fantastic job. And he's had a couple people move up since Jeff's departure from the electric department. We've had a change over at the fire department with departure of Steve Stoltz, who did a great job. Greg Brazier, who has come in and doing a phenomenal job with his men and women over there at that department. Chief Williams is still at the police department doing a good job over there. I'm just running through my head, Tim, because there's so many departments, so many people, because we have about anywhere from 280 to 300 city employees that work all across the board for our departments.
And basically, it's your job to meet periodically with these. Do you have a meeting like each month with these department heads? And
that's correct, Tim. And most of the time, to be honest with you, most of them are so good. I talk to them almost on a daily basis, if not through email, through text, and during regular business hours and after hours. It's not one of those jobs that you leave on the shelf. It's a lot like law enforcement. It's 24/7, it seems, and that's what people expect, so we can accomplish things. And most of those departments is the exact same way, because when storms roll in, everybody's affected, whether it be wastewater collection or electric department or police department or fire. It's one big team. So,
I know that you're kind of like Mayor Jackson, and I know because I've experienced this myself with you. You have a passion to want to try to help everyone.
That's right.
That's right. You try to meet the needs of everyone, and I know that sometimes not always possible.
That's right, Tim. It's there's only so much that can go around, but we try to do our best. We might not be able to solve every problem that we have out there, but we at least try to halfway accomplish and minimize on some of them. Some problems we're not able to do anything due to policy restrictions or regulations or laws that prevents us from doing anything to help some individuals, some citizens, and that's unfortunate sometimes.
Sure.
But for the most part, we're able to at least accommodate and or accomplish on whatever the issue may be.
Let's talk a little bit about the nuisance properties and that type of thing. Tell us some things that you have going on with
Well,
that.
that's another position that we had. That Sue Jones was our previous codes enforcement officer, and she transitioned out, and Tracy Logan is our current codes enforcement officer, and it's one of those jobs that's it's either feast or famine. I mean, summertime is really busy for Tracy, and he tries to get back to people as quickly as possible in regards to their complaints, and it can range anywhere from dilapidated property to high grass to abandoned vehicles. He's had just about everything imaginable in that job. Sue left it in great shape, the program.
She did an excellent job with it.
She most certainly did, and Tracy's grabbed that torch and trying to move that ball down the field is what we call it, or that's what I call it in the city, is to keep moving the ball down the field, and he seems to be doing good with that.
That's good. Where do you find most of your nuisance? Is there a certain area most of your nuisance complaints come from?
Not necessarily, Tim, but the best route for getting the nuisance to Tracy is through the Go Madisonville website. He gets bombarded, as you can imagine, with phone calls, so it's difficult. He gets a lot of voicemails, and he tries to return them as quickly as possible. But the Go Madisonville site is a great tool that we use, and he gets a printout on that and can follow up on it. And it's where it's logged in, and then we can always go back if something's not able to be done and see how long it's been since we got that complaint. So I definitely encourage individuals to take advantage of the Go Madisonville website. To be honest with you, the tracking mechanism on that software really allows us to see what we're accomplishing and that something doesn't fall through the cracks, because in government sometimes that's difficult to keep up with the pace, and so it gives us an avenue to be able to track those complaints and be able to try to hopefully get them taken care of.
Let's talk a little bit too about the recycling.
Great program. Robert James, when he came in about 6 years ago with Mayor Jackson, they worked hard on getting that program up, and I want to call it vibrant. We have about 8,000 customers in the city for sanitation, and of those 8,000, there's about 36% is recycling customers. It doesn't cost anything to the citizens. If they'll go on their Go Madisonville, the website, they can request a toter. You don't have to sort it. You don't have to do anything. You just put everything in there but glass, because there's not a recycling mechanism at this point, and it's for the workers, it's kind of dangerous to recycle the glass. So we haven't incorporated that yet. But plastic, paper, you name it goes into that toter, and they come by once a week or once every other week, I think is the way the schedule is right now. And we'll pick that up from your residence, and they take it, and then they sort it out, and it's pretty convenient for most homeowners. So I would definitely encourage everybody in the city to use that service.
Sure.
When possible. It saves us money, Tim, all the way across the board, and it also the cost of hauling the waste off on regular sanitation products is rising every day, and I believe the homeowners that would use this, we use it at my house. Otherwise, my two daughters would beat me up, and if we didn't do it. But it will cut your sanitation, your trash, and that kind of stuff. It'll pretty much cut it in half. You'd be surprised of how much stuff gets thrown out that's hauled off to our landfills. So yeah, it's a very vibrant part of making our community grow, and then those products are taken, recycled, and sent off to companies that can do something else with the products. So
right. So very important program. And you also go Madisonville to learn more about this as well, right?
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. And they can request a toter through that, and it's no charge to the homeowner or the business owner. We recycle for businesses also on a large scale for that too, and it's no cost to anyone to do that part.
Wow. Chuck, when we talk about your position as city administrator, I know your responsibility is to serve on several different boards, represent the mayor and then to represent the city as well, plus your other duties that you do. Do you find it overwhelming at times?
Yes.
Is that putting it mildly?
Some days it is, Tim, to keep it all straight. To keep it straight. I am on several boards. I'm been try to be real involved with our local airport, which was renamed recently to the Madisonville Regional Airport instead of Municipal Airport. We're one of 4 in the state that have that title, and I serve with that board out there. I'm not technically on their board, but I go to be a liaison between the city because they fall under us now as a department. And that started last year. Dr. Rowe and all the board members out there, can't name them all off, but they're a great group of individuals that are really trying to spearhead on getting that airport at another level. And slowly but surely we built a new T-hangar out there in the, last fall that houses 6 to 8 planes, and those spaces filled quickly. And so we're really trying to get the airport in the right direction. It's a huge economic development tool that companies look at whenever they come into the city looking to locate here. And so I serve on that board out there too. So back to your original question, it can be very overwhelming some days, but like I say, I got a great team around me of individuals that help me along day to day. If it wasn't for them, then it would get real confusing.
Sure.
Real confusing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's really good because, and you need that kind of support from staff and people within City Hall to help keep all this straight.
That's right. And luckily, through those retirements that we had over the past year, we have other departments that individuals that have been here for a long period of time that's put in 25 plus years. Dennis Howe, he's at Water Distribution. He stepped into the role of the department head there. Raymond Sanders, he's been here 25 plus years and still with us. He's at wastewater collection. Alan Todd, he's at wastewater collection out on the west side of town. All of those gentlemen have been with us for many years and they know exactly what their departments do, the inside and the out. The water distribution is pretty complex. Owen Cunningham did it for many years, did a great job for the city, but it's unbelievable until you get into this position of how complex those systems really are and what great people we have out there that see the day-to-day operations of it.
Right. When we talk about projects that are taking place, a lot of things all over the city. Let's talk first about First United Bank Plaza.
That's right.
Downtown Madisonville.
That's right, Tim. That plaza was supposed to schedule to be open next month. The weather just has not been real cooperative with us, but we did get the old City Hall demolition project complete and done. The new wall, brick wall that's been constructed up there is done, which I think looks fantastic and added a lot up there. And then the plaza itself will be is a multi-phase project to get a permanent stage up there for our Friday Night Lives, for all kinds of events. They will have sound system, or where we're like on Friday Night Live right now. Currently, we have to put up a stage,
Sure.
and Darren Jordan oversees all that, and you've been to that many times.
Yes.
And we have to bring in sound system, a lot of portable equipment. It's manpower intensive and those types of things. So this will be something permanent that can be used by the community, and can be reserved by the community to be used over time. And I think it's going to be a great additive downtown.
I know that's a pet peeve of yours and its administration, is to have more in downtown Madisonville and to see the downtown grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got some great businesses down there, Tim. We've got some that's been there a short amount of time, and then we've got some that's been there for many, many years. Happy's is down there, Steve Clements Jewelry, Bryant's Jewelry. I can name you off many that's been down there since I was a kid, and the downtown is historic, and we're trying to keep it in that venue. The Sugg Street project is another project, and we've had several businesses open up down there that are really sparked high interest in the downtown area, and can't say enough about those businesses that have come down there, renovated, and to get the downtown sparked. Of course, the restaurants are mainly over on, well, I say that, but there are a few places over on Sugg Street too, but we've had Crowded House, DeFabio's, Blackwell's, and all those down on Center Street there. That's been a mainstay for several years now, which has been great, and that sparked some on Sugg, and hopefully we'll continue to spark them all over the place in the downtown area to bring people down there.
Sure. America in Bloom has been an added attraction to downtown Madisonville, as well as over the city, but especially to the area of downtown Madisonville, which is brightening up. We have to give kudos to Jenny Gibson and her
That's right.
her staff, and
Absolutely.
Shane Browning, all those that are involved with art sculptures and this type of thing.
That's right.
That have been an added touch.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. And the good thing about, and I didn't know a whole lot about American in Bloom when I was in law enforcement over there, but since I got in this position, when those people come in, those judges come in and judge our community, they look at the overall picture of where we're going and where we're headed, and then give us ideals that we can change. And Leslie Cornell oversees the American in Bloom with some of those that you just mentioned.
Yes.
And then each year we try to incorporate a little bit of what they brought. I think one of the judges was from California, and the other one was from Florida this year. They were great to work with, had great compliments for our city, and things that we can do to make our city even better that will make it attractive, just as when we go places to other cities and see things. And so that's been a great additive for the city.
And we've placed it's certain, haven't we?
That's right. Yeah. We've placed well against other cities our size, which is definitely a proponent of us to continue our programs and to continue to keep pushing Madisonville forward to that next level, especially that nuisance program to get rid of the dilapidated areas. Something that comes to mind that when most citizens go through Madisonville, you'll see weeds coming up from the sidewalk. If I've heard that once, I've heard it a million times. And I was going down Main Street the other day and couldn't be prouder of a homeowner who came out in front of his own residence and was taking care of the weeds that were growing up from his sidewalk. We do the best we can with the team that we have in place and the resources we have, but we just can't reach them all. And so when those homeowners come out or business owners come out to help us, I can't thank them enough because by taking that down, it cleans up our city, makes the city look better. And those judges, they notice that. And many of the citizens that live here notice it because it hasn't always been that way. I'm not real sure what causes this, but we seem to have an issue with that, and we're working on it. But
right, it's all about taking pride.
Absolutely, yeah.
In your city and in your property as well.
Yeah,
because
right.
it speaks to who you are, and who the person is as well.
Yeah, and we've got the largest park system probably in this end of the state. I mean, we got the Moore Park developing. We've got the city park. We got Festus Claiborne now with the spray park over there. We got Grapevine Lake with the bike trails out there. We've got a lot of great things in our park system itself to attract a lot of people who want to come here and see these things. We've got the disc golf at the city park, and then as Moore Park develops, that'll be another attractive component of our city. And like I say, it's the largest park system probably in the west end of the state.
Wow. And to piggyback off talking about the parks, when we talk about the Moore Park first, and we just had Barbie Hunt on along with another gentleman that was with us, and as you said, great things happening. There's going to be such a wide avenue of things to take place out there.
Yeah.
That's going to attract hundreds of people from all over the country, basically, because this will be probably one of the only parks that has some of the venues that it's going to have.
That's right. Yeah, that's what's kind of unique about our parks department with the city is each park is kind of unique to itself. It has something a little bit different to offer.
The Festus Claiborne Park, named after Dr. Claiborne, who was an African American doctor many years ago, built over in the neighborhood where he lived there, has certainly bloomed into being, I think, a premier park for young people as well as adults. A lot of great things happening over there now.
Oh, absolutely. Since we put the spray park in, we've relocated the volleyball courts. That's in the process of finishing that project out. We're working on some parking lot expansion over there because there's always a big basketball tournament in August, in the month of August, which draws a big crowd. And then just multiple things are going on over there to enhance and build the park up, as is all across the board. Jeff Duval's came in and with some new ideas on some things we can improve with regards to walking trails and different things like that. And so, yeah, each park just seems to be, each day gets better and better.
Yeah, so. The spray park just opened last year, staying full. We have people coming from all over Western Kentucky that's coming and using our spray park.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. We've had we get several calls on the switchboard uptown from people that are coming from out of the county that want to know where that location is so they can go over there and enjoy it. And it's a nice environment to be in. We've added a little seating. We've got some shade things that we're going to have to, I don't know how you want to describe them, but some shade areas that we need to add to, and we're in the process of working on that right now to enhance that spray park a little bit more. But it has been a huge success in regards to the kids that come over there, and you know, you don't have to worry as much because you don't have to worry about unlike a pool, you've got to worry about kids being in there and the water being deep, whereas this here they can run all over and play with the toys that are on the pad, so it brings a lot of fun over there.
Right, and they're interchangeable. After a certain time, you can come in and change out your sprayers, which makes it nice as well.
Great foresight by city administrators or city elected officials years ago, and Mayor Jackson was able to get that project pushed on through, and it was super exciting last year. And I know Franco was excited about getting that project done before he left because they'd been on the drawing boards for a while.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes these projects take a little longer than we want them to, but usually when we get there, they turn out rather nice. Veterans Park is one that I can think of right offhand that's been a great additive to the city, and it turned out beautiful. And when you come off that bridge, it's a nice, respectful memorial for our veterans, and I believe that turned out well.
A lot of things going on. At the Madisonville City Park, the acreage, it just about matches Moore Park, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's real close.
When you think about that,
that's right. Yeah,
that's big.
Yeah, it is. It is, and we got the component of Lake Pee Wee out there that eventually, I think the long-term plans show a kayak launch down there by the lake, which will be a great additive that we don't have. I mean, we have boat ramps over at Madisonville City Park, but this is actually supposed to have a kayak launch and it's in the very infancy stage of development on that part. But eventually, hopefully, that will grow into something.
The new city council chambers is in the process of coming together. Located now on Center Street.
That's right.
In the Madisonville Police Department, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Adjacent to the Madisonville Police Department. And tell us where that's going to be and how that's coming along.
Well, actually, it'll be at 67 North Main is where we're going to be moving it to in the coming months. I call it Tower 1 and Tower 2 over there because all the administrative offices are mainly in the building that I'm in Tower 2, and the Tower 1's right there on the corner is kind of how I call it. It'll be up on the second floor. Progress is coming along really good. It's a slight bit smaller than what we're currently in, but it's okay. It'll allow a big enough venue for the citizens to come. And what it really allows is it allows City Hall to be, it allows City Council chambers to be at City Hall now.
Yes.
In the past, I've never known of it to be in any City Hall, and we'll be able to do some networking things with the internet and different things like that for our meetings. Right now, currently, we have to pack in technology whenever a presenter comes in and different things of that sort. So this is going to allow us to have it in our facility over there. The access points are much easier to get to, whereas right now there's ramps and steps and different things, and when we have bad weather, ice and snow, sometimes it's hard to get that coordinated to get it all cleaned off. You'll come in on the one level at where the utilities department is. There's an elevator or stairs, and can take you right up to it. So hopefully in the coming months we'll get that accomplished, and then the police department will take over that section of the building to save on construction costs because they're busting at the seam over there. This will allow them some more space to expand a little bit and stay in their existing building without going out somewhere or adding on to the building, and accomplish that too.
As you look 5 years down the line, what are some of the things, as you hold the position you hold now, that you personally would like to see, maybe that we haven't talked about, that you would like to see happen with the city of Madisonville?
Probably first and foremost, Tim, is that our community continues to work. I feel like right now there's been a lot of momentum. We have a lot of committees that work with us that was instituted several years ago that give us great ideals or great recommendations. They don't always work out, but what I've seen so far is that most people, in my experience, have been willing to work together. And so instead of pulling against each other, when it doesn't work out, when somebody's ideal isn't the right one, or we can't make it happen, that we're working together. That's my bigger dream, is that we work together all across the board throughout the city with the county. The county's been great to work with, by the way, with Judge Carroll, and the staff that they've got on board over there has been great. So right now, city and county, we're interchanging quite frequently, week to week, on doing different projects. But that would be long term, no specific goals, but it coincides with everything that we do, is that everybody is on the same page, and we're trying to move the city and the county in a good direction, in the right direction that we're moving in right now.
Great things happening, great things to come. If people, we're going to put this on the screen, but if someone would like to get in contact with you, how may they do that?
Yeah, they can do it through our switchboard, 270-824-2100, and just ask for me, and they'll patch you through. Fortunately, a lot of times you might get a voicemail, but I usually try to return all my voicemails on the day I get them.
You do.
And then if you go to MadisonvilleKY.us, that will take you straight to the city website, or you can do www.madisonvillegov.com, and that'll get you to the new city website. And I would encourage everybody to go on and take a look at that. It will give you a full picture of what the city's doing right now and what the departments are doing, and that's the main engine for our city government.
Great, and we revamped the logo. City of Madisonville
That's
logo,
right. That's right. Yeah. So it's slowly coming out as we replace, because it's kind of expensive to do that project. So we replace as we go. But yeah, it looks great, and it's
picture of James Madison, who the city was named after.
That's right. Yeah, it's a little more enhanced picture than previously, but slowly but surely that'll be on everything that you see.
Great, great. And so when you finally decide to change Madisonville's name to Thomasville, I can have my picture on the logo.
There you go. That's right.
That's great. Chuck, we appreciate you being with us.
Thank
and I
you,
want
Tim.
the listening audience to know that Chuck is a proud member of the Madisonville Noon Kiwanis Club. So, I want to give a shout out. I got to let all of our Rotarians and all them folks know that you are a member of Kiwanis Club.
That's right, Tim.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Like, well, I've been there in a minute, but he is. He's a good member. We appreciate you. So, thank you for being on. We want you to come back and share with us again some of the exciting things that's taking place. Anytime you feel like you want to come back and share with our listening audience.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me.
Let us know.
Yes, sir.
Been talking to
Thanks.
Mr. Chuck Shockley, City Administrator with the City of Madisonville. So we encourage you to continue to watch our program. My thanks to our sponsors, to SurfKY, and all those that help make this public service program a success. 17 years and strong we've been running. We're excited about coming up in January. It'll be 18 years that we have been on the air in front of you, so we're excited about that as well. Continue to watch Focus on Hopkins County. I'm your host, Tim Thomas, and by all means, keep sharing the dream.